So who better than librarians to help meet the Common Core standards? There isn't. There's no better choice for me than to get the aid of a librarian. I remember when I was teaching 3rd grade, I had a student, it was African American History Month, and she came up to me, very brilliant student, and said, you know, I love Martin Luther King, but we learn about him every year. Can we learn about Malcolm X? I've heard about Malcolm X, I want to learn about him. And I said, okay, what do you want to know? Let's figure it out. I said, we go to library tomorrow, right? Instead of telling her about Malcolm X, I wanted her to discover about Malcolm X. I said the librarian can help us find out everything we want to know about Malcolm X. And she went in, and the other kids, from that one student's comment, I decided, okay, all of you need to figure out who do you want to learn about this year. We'll still talk about Martin Luther King, but we'll talk about many other folks. And we were going to do that anyway. We had books in the classroom. And so from that discovery and from the librarians' help, these students were able to put together the concepts of pacifism and activism and the different things in between. And when these students that spring went to their field trip and had another group of students calling them the N-word that kids are always saying, and you know, they came to me and said, did you hear what they said? I said, yes, I did. What is that? You know, I brought them around me. I said, how does that make you feel? And they're like, well, one little boys, I think we should go beat them up. But I know you would, but I'm not gonna, because I know that I'm better than that because you've taught me so. And I'm like, thank you. That's really good. I said, can we hold our heads high and get back to the bus? And we did that. I said, brought them back into the classroom. I said, let's talk about this some more. I said, what are you feeling now? Do you want to talk about this? They said, yes. They said, we want people to know what this is like. We want them to know what it's like. I said, well, what are we going to do about it? Little boy's like, well, it's too late to beat them up. I don't know what we can do about it. Another little girl, very, very shy, said, well, you know what? I think we can do something about it. She said, just like Martin Luther King, we could tell them, we can maybe do a speech or something like that. And I said, well, I know the district. Would you like to write a letter? So the class wrote a letter to the superintendent of the district. And that particular superintendent, thank heavens, wrote a nice letter back of apology and told the students that their letter was going to be read to every class in that district. And so therefore, because of a discovery in the library, my students actually took that knowledge, those Common Core standards, to a very high level of activism and a high level of action.